What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Sunday morning's Anfield Agenda News Roundup, which is also going to double as a Mohamed Salah appreciation video because the numbers just keep a-tumbling and the records keep falling for the great man. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you those numbers. We're also going to speak about the tricky run of fixtures that Manchester City and Arsenal have ahead of them, as well as, of course, a little conversation around the Leverkusen game coming up on Tuesday. Now, that Leverkusen preview will be out this evening if you're watching this Sunday morning, so I do hope you have a chance to watch that and let me know your thoughts on it. As always, we'd love to know in the comment section here today what you think about everything at Liverpool right now. Are we really title contenders? Are we getting ahead of ourselves? Or should we be optimistic about what the rest of the season has in store? Let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And if I could just direct your attention up to the top corner of the screen. As you can see, we are now only 388 subscribers away from hitting 280,000. So if you could hit that subscribe button, that would really, really mean a lot. So let's start with a look at some of these great numbers around Mohamed Salah, who today moved, or yesterday I should say, moved to number 8 on the Premier League all-time goal-scoring charts. You can see the graphic on your screen there now. Mohamed Salah has moved above Jermaine Defoe on 162, Robbie Fowler on 163, and now stands alone in 8th place. And this got me thinking, if Mohamed Salah was to sign a couple-of-year contract extension, so we'd have this season and 2 more, where could he realistically get to on this all-time goal scorers? For me, Wayne Rooney and Harry Kane are perfectly plausible. I do think he could get up to number 3 or number 2 if he had 2 more seasons after this season. But I don't think anybody's going to break the record of Alan Shearer. So, ahead of him at the moment, Thierry Henry with 175 Premier League goals. Frank Lampard, 177. Sergio Aguero, 184. Andy Cole, 187. Wayne Rooney, 208. Harry Kane, 213. And Alan Shearer, 260. I'm hoping Mo can inch past Thierry Henry before the end of this season. Maybe even Frank Lampard if he has a productive rest of the season. But then it's going to probably take a contract extension, which I'm hoping Mo knows only too well about. Which is why, Mo, we want you to stay, bro. Sign that contract, stay at the club, and continue to break these records. Some more numbers to celebrate around Mohamed Salah. So far this season, Mohamed Salah has played 15 games for Liverpool and has 16 goals and assists in total. Absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to Anything Liverpool who posted that stat, by the way. They said themselves, system player they call him. One season wonder. He just continues to deliver and put up numbers. Another really interesting stat as well came from StatMuse FC that said Mohamed Salah in Premier League home games with Liverpool. Wait till you hear this. He has played 132 home games in the Premier League with Liverpool, and he also has 132 goal contributions in goals and assists. That is just phenomenal. That is outstanding. That is ridiculous. And still there are some people out there disrespecting the man. Imagine not putting him in the top 30 players in the world in this year's Ballon d'Or or in any season. We know what we have. Us Liverpool fans appreciate the greatness. And it was lovely actually to hear about Frank Lampard speaking about Mohamed Salah recently. I'm going to read you out now actually what Frank Lampard had to say speaking about the great man. And this caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it from Lampard, but fair play to him. Frank Lampard said, if we're talking about the best player in the world, Mohamed Salah should be number 1 for what he's achieved over the past few years. Mohamed Salah should be 1. This is on camera. Mo Salah should be number 1 for what he has achieved over the last 7 years. Wow, massive respect there from Frank Lampard towards the player and our player, formerly a Chelsea player as well. But let me know, do you agree with Frank Lampard? Should Mohamed Salah be spoken about that highly? Let us know in the comment section. Right, there are a few other things that we have to bring to your attention. So Manchester City's injury crisis seemingly is getting worse. Pep Guardiola has just revealed that John Stones and Ruben Diaz are also now likely to be out for a while, as well as Jack Grealish, Rodri, Oscar Bob, and of course Kevin De Bruyne. Manchester City are shook, and it's great to see. So hopefully we can double down. We can continue to win our games. We know we've got Leverkusen coming up on Tuesday in the Champions League. Then before the international break, we finish up at Anfield against Aston Villa 8 o'clock next Saturday. Another massive game. Manchester City come to Anfield though on December the 1st, and that could be a pivotal game in this title race already. Now, we know our fixtures, but let's have a little look and a conversation around Arsenal and Manchester City and their next 5 games. So Arsenal next up, they're away to Inter Milan in the Champions League, November the 6th. Then they have a very difficult game in the Premier League. And I'm going to go as far as to say, when they travel to Stamford Bridge next weekend, if they don't win, it's bye-bye Arsenal's title race. Because if we win against Villa, it's a big if, it's a tough game, and they even draw, that would be 9 points. We'd be clear of them. If they lost 10 points. Now, I know there's a lot of football still to be played, but I don't think any other team would be spoken about as title contenders if they'd fallen 10 or so points off the title chargers. I don't think they would. Manchester City, oh actually sorry, there's more games still to come for them. Then November 23rd, they're at home against Nottingham Forest, a team that are currently above them in the Premier League table. And then they've got Sporting in the Champions League before they've an away trip to West Ham to end November. Manchester City, well, they travel to Sporting in the Champions League midweek. Then they travel to the Amex next Saturday, 5:30. We've seen the problems that Brighton have given us today, so who's to say they may not cause Pep Guardiola at Manchester City a headache. Then they travel, they're at home against Tottenham Hotspur, November the 23rd. Then they travel away to Feyenoord, or home to Feyenoord, I don't know my home and aways, in the Champions League. And then December the 1st, the big one, against us at Anfield. And I'm going to say it, if we continue to go through these games, beat Villa and don't lose against City, we've got to start dreaming that it's possible, right? And no, we're not going to speak it into existence, but there's nothing wrong with believing and being confident in this group. A little update as well, by the way, from the manager on Ibrahim Canady. So we don't know the full prognosis yet. Once we get the scan results and once they're made public, of course, we'll let you know. But speaking after the game about Canady, this is what Arne Slot had to say. He had a little bit of pain at half-time, so it was only the first half that was a disappointment. It was also the fact that he had to go off because he'd been really good for the whole season so far. The good thing is in that position, I have 2 very good options in Jarell Kwanzaa and Joe Gomez. And I took Jarell off 5 minutes before the end against Brighton on Wednesday because with 20 minutes to go, he was stretching and I feel that he could see that he was tired and he hasn't played that much. Then with 45 minutes to go today, I felt like I had to bring in somebody who was fitter than Jarell is. And we know Canady's situation. He's in a lot of pain, but he hasn't been to the hospital yet, and maybe it's not even necessary to go to the hospital. That I'm hopeful of, because if he's saying maybe he doesn't need to go to the hospital, then maybe it's a bruise, or maybe it's just discomforting. Hopefully that's the case, because we don't want it to be serious. He does go on to say, it's always difficult to judge an injury in the first hour or the first few minutes after it has happened. Let's hope he can be with us sooner, because until now he's had a big impact on our season. But Joe deserved the trust I gave him today because he was outstanding in the second half. That is pretty much it, my friend. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on all of it, the fixtures coming up, where you think Liverpool are right now at this moment in time. And I won't be live tonight, so I will see you guys tomorrow, Monday, for the late night agenda. We'll also have a chat with David Lynch coming up. So thank you for your support. Don't forget the preview coming out later on tonight as well, ahead of the Leverkusen game. So I will talk to you guys then. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Did I mention we were top of the league? Because we are top of the league. Much love. Bye-bye.